Guys, let's take a minute for this video, right? Let's take a breather because, deep breaths. You got it? Deep breaths? Okay. Reason why I said do this is because, yes, the thumbnail did not clickbait you, okay? We have a character who is so strong that he puts Bleach into shame. And I'm not even joking. We have characters who put Bleach to shame before they even got so powerful. That put any character to shame before they got any powerful. And this video is going over why. Okay? So, without further ado, people, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification button. Because this is going to be one hell of a video. Let's begin. Today, people, we will discuss an element in Fire Force scaling that has yet been discussed in detail, which is Death's position of power in relation to the god tiers and how that translates to Fire Force sequel, Soul Eater. Note, people, let's note this. This scaling will probably blow your minds here, but just know, you got it from me first. Okay? You got it from me first. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my video about Blackstar being able to surpass God and Blackbar being stronger than he thinks. People didn't really believe me there. They didn't believe me. But in this video, this is all the proof you need. And please, for the love of God, respect Soul Eater. Respect the GOAT Blackstar. Anyway, let's continue. In chapter 296 through 302, explores the meaning of God as a title in Revelation and Power and Fire Force. So basically, what it says is God is meant in a power perspective, and God is a title in Fire Force, meaning that you are the strongest as you stand above the collective unconsciousness. Shinra, after performing the first ever sold residence, becomes Shinra Benshomen, and is noted by both Sho and Hanuma, who has merged with the entire collective unconsciousness to have the power of God, and being like none other. Hanuma directly correlates the title of God with the notion of strength, and Death is made to fill Shinra Benshomen's role as God, and is giving the people a God in the flesh, right? Throughout the chapters during Death, right, 301 and 302, gives him the following descriptions. Is that 1, Death is confident and he's casually above everyone. 2, Shinra Benshomen created Death to be an absolute entity, pretty much the pinnacle. 3, Death took all the power from all the pillars except 1, including Benshomen himself. In doing so, Death shows the ability to manipulate the souls of the world, akin to Shinra Benshomen. And Hanuma merged with the Evangelist. Now, when I do mean Death took all the powers from all the pillars except 1, there was one that's not of this world, and that one is Excalibur. It has to be Excalibur. It has to be, because he's one of the great old ones. One of them. It has to be Excalibur. He wanted to take it, but it was not in this world. talking about Excalibur. Take that as you will. Now, moving on. Number 4. Death is God. The level of God in Fire Force is associated with Shinra Benjamin and the evangelist Hanuma. Shinra is referred to Death as my lord, which is the same thing Hanuma refers him as God, Lord. Sho, number 5, Sho confirms Death to be a supreme God. And number 6, lastly, Shinra mentions how nothing in Fire Force is absolute, but Death is mentioned to be absolute. Now, to sum this up, Death is God made by Shinra and has led mankind and to actually make the precision of something true, not a falsehood like the evangelist. As discussed above, right? God is a term in Fire Force that means an entity on par with the collective unconsciousness and power. Death is has narrative support to be Shinra Benjamin's level and similar showings affecting all mankind's souls like Shinra Benjamin and Hanuma. After Death takes everyone's powers, people become stronger, right? Because they have a strong soul. This is exactly what exists in Soul Eater 800 years plus later. This still applies. People become stronger because of this. Now, this also extends to his time in Soul Eater from the Soul Eater data book. What the Soul Eater data book translates to is that the power as a god, right? The power as a god. The power of Shinigami. Shimigami Chop. Death's God Chop can also give a big blow to the enemy without using Death's Sight. As much as they cut up the body of Ashura, which a shockwave emanated from the body of the Shinigami, in the battle against the demon god Ashura, he possesses the highest level of ability in the world. Basically. And pretty much is also translated as this. He especially is noted to be the power of a god, and due to his extreme power, given that the size of his soul, his power makes him virtually unapproachable by anyone in the world, making him the most powerful being. Now, halfway through, the data books specifying that his classification as God in relation to power, which it then tracks back to that Okubos is consistent with his narrative intent for Death, even years later in Fire Force. Shinra Benjamin classifies Death to be the absolute in a world where nothing else is, because Death is his replacement, meant to behold the same title as the seat as God, as Death should be scaled equal to the level of power of Shinra Benjamin holds. In chapter 80 of Soul Eater, gives lore to the meaning and the title of God or true God, as they are supreme beings who rules the cosmos. Yes, rules the cosmos. And people love to miss that. Oh, Fire Force is not that strong. Well, what? Now, they don't always say Fire Force is that strong. They think Soul Eater is not that strong. That they're only like town level or building level or even it's island level. Well, what? Anyway, Noah in the Great Power of Old, or the Great Old of Power, shares this pretty much, and with Noah intending to replace Death's role by acquiring Ashura, and this lines up extremely well with the narrative's intentions detailed presented above. Now that we got that out of the way, we got that Death is definitely comparable, but we're not done here, people. We're not done here, because we're about to get over, well, actually, yes, let's just go over it, because this is the key factor of the main topic of this video: Ashura's scaling. Ashura has two arguments that regard to how he scales the Fire Force. One After being revived by Medusa, he is shown to be relative in battle with Death in chapter 22 of Soul Eater. Death notes that he's most likely cannot defeat Ashura without his Death Sight, and Ashura managed to clear off some of Death's body at the end of the fight. This should be noted that Ashura in this fight is most likely stronger than the original fight hundreds of years prior, and he has black blood coursing through him, which empowers the host pretty much. And the Dada book even makes a note that Ashura was strong enough to break through Death's defenses. And as his modern days, Ashura scales off to pretty much Fire Force God tiers through Death. And number 2, Ashura is thought to be the embodiment of despair that Shinra put to sleep chapter 301 Fire Force. Now, pretty much this is a theory that goes that Adola in Fire Force is the Kishin of Soul Eater. Though at the moment this is only speculation, as Ashura is the fragment of fear. Pretty much it's been even stated to be the personification of fear, pretty much making him, he's a concept. It's like pretty much an abstract being. But moving on, he's pretty much the fragment of fear that Death cast off long ago and born with his first son. The point 1 is the main method of scaling, and this is the point that only mentions by completion sakes. And pretty much by the narrative support, Ashura is meant to be Death's equal in the narrative, and an entity that can destroy the world, and also stated about Krona, who also has Ashura's power. And at the end position of order, Death embodies as pretty much that's pretty much now there's also other things, right? There's also other things. Let's just go over this, right? There were some arguments, right, about pretty much that Ashura and the Kishin of Adola. But this is like, you could take this with a grain of salt. Pretty much, this topic is pretty much addressed to be pretty much a sustained position in regards to Death scaling. So with this, he was able to pretty much, this is what we're gonna go over, right? The Kishin meant to present Adola in Soul Eater world. First, what happened to the original Adola? An explanation is that Adola was simply put to sleep, as Shinra describes it. Shinra destroyed the original form of despair that was Adola, and it didn't belong to the new world Shinra has created. So pretty much it's been noted that Adola has never been indicated to have be completely destroyed by Shinra. In fact, though his words of go back to sleep since they indicate that he just made the being weaker and cast it off to the depths of the world away from the new humanity. And if Adola is established to still exist after Fire Force conclusion, then what happened to it? How did it come to the form of the new world? This is in the form of madness. Now, pretty much this part has been the most interesting section in regards to the Adola's relation of the Kishin and how it came to be. The Kishin is madness, and I think that's plainly established through the fact throughout the whole series. The madness that resides in all humanity, which takes hold of individuals and makes them completely devoted of all emotion. But how did this madness come to be after Shinra supposedly eliminated all the despair of Adola in the previous world? Well, you see, why Shinra has eliminated the despair the old world was making by Death, making Death more intimate, as he created a world of madness. When he did so, the usage of the term madness is incredibly purposeful on Akubo's part and is meant to establish the groundworks for Idola's future impact of Soul Eater world as the Kishin. Shinra may have eliminated despair, however, madness and fear still remains in the hearts of man, and thus the Kishin will always remain as long as life exists. And it's even confirmed in Soul Eater that the irresponsible act of cutting away fear or eliminating despair, well, that was the case with Shinra, is this genesis of a new world brimming in madness, thus making the Kishin able to revive itself. Now, it's also noted that Ashura says Shinigami, and I believe the person who he's referring to here is Shinra, as he is the only one both cut away fear, eliminated the adult's despair, and brimmed the world full of madness, and creates the world full of madness in the first place. And it seems that retroactively and recon thanks to the Fire Force to me, pretty much. Now, the Kishin being fear itself is incredibly condescending, with the Adola who drives its power from despair of humanity's fear of death. And that isn't even enough. The madness was one of the components of making despair in the Adola in the first place as well. So the Kishin remain as one as madness of fear, well, madness and fear, because coincided with what we know what makes up Adola in the first place. And honestly, it's a little brilliant and cool as part. It's a little cool. It's really cool how he pretty much narratively ties this all together, from Fire Force to Soul Eater. It's pretty cool. But we know that the madness of the Kishin carriers is also stated to be endless and infinite multiple times in Soul Eater, which pretty much coincides with the endless amount of despair with Adola carries within it, thanks to the very history of humanity's despair despair it embodies. Now that we actually got Ashura scaling to the Adola, what can we get off here, people? Well, as a quick recap, pretty much, Death's scales equally to Shiro Benjamin, as he created to be his equal and replaced as God, which is noted to be a role of power. And Death also shows the ability to manipulate the souls of mankind, as Shiro Benjamin and Hanuma did, adding further support of them being equal. Now, Ashura, on the other hand, after being received as Black Blood, is shown to be on par with Death in power and his narrative equal, although the offense of Soul Eater. So, yes, now that you guys know the scaling of Lord Death, and you know the scaling of Ashura, what about Blackstar? Are you going to get into Blackstar? Well, people, we're getting into Blackstar, okay? We're getting into Blackstar, just calm down, okay? We're getting into Blackstar. Okay, so, how to even begin with this? How to even begin with this? Well, the fact that, it's been just confirmed, right? It's been confirmed, like, narratively, and especially Okubo himself, that Death the Kid is weaker than Blackstar. And the reason why this is very important is because Death the Kid also has gotten the same exact true power of God by the end of the story, making him pretty much the new Death. Yes, he makes him the new Death, and that makes him scales just as Shiro Benjamin. And you know what, people? You know what? Even Ashura even says, like, oh, you gotten better. You gotten better with your new power, but you're nowhere close to Blackstar. That's what he said. And we know this because Blackstar stated that he is beyond human comprehension, and he is beyond the realm of humans, making him able to surpass God. He has surpassed God, and he's fighting equally with Ashura, who is pretty much the personification of fear. What? Come on, people. He's able to fight him equally. And even damage him. So pretty much Blackstar stated by Okubo himself, stated by him, that he is stronger than Blackstar. Stronger. And if you really want to take it to heart of what he said, he even says like, oh yeah, he's too strong for him to comprehend. Wow. Anyway, people, what's there else to say? It's been concrete already. It's already concrete here. Fucking yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Now look, people. We're not completely done here. Okay, we're not completely done. Okay, so I do want to go over some things. Right, I do want to go over some things. Go away. No action. Anyway, scare the shit out of me. Anyways, people, look, we're not done here because like there's some things you should definitely know about Blackstar. The fact that one is that, well, since he actually goes above death and he goes to Ashura, that says a lot about how strong he is, right? Right? That says a lot how strong he is. Some people will say like, oh, if he goes to Idola and death is pretty much show, you know, fucking Shimmer Benjamin, right? Then how come he's not stronger than Ashura? That's a good question. And let me answer with this. Blackstar has not gotten a hold of his newfound power. He even says by the end of the story, he's like, oh yeah, next time I'll beat him. Because he's mastering his newfound power. He's just gotten to that level. That doesn't mean no. Okay? No. He did not master that power yet. He said he will beat the Keisha next time. What's there else to say? What is there else to say? Oh, the fact that that fucking Okubo stated that he's fucking above Ashura by the end of the story. It stated that. He states this, bro. So what is there else to say? What is there else to say? What is there else to say? Nothing. You can get him, since he's like Outerversal, right? Death is Outerversal. And since he ascended beyond comprehension, right? Beyond human comprehension, he is above death, who is the new god. He's not, he's equal to Ashura, but he's not like, because it's stated by Kubo that, oh, he's still stronger, Ashura's still stronger than Blackstar. But he changed his mind. So he's so powerful that he couldn't comprehend with Blackstar. Take that as you will. You can take that as you will. But narratively, he's equal to Ashura. Kind of equal to Ashura, right? So that would mean Blackstar will be scaled around Outerversal. Yeah, Outerversal Blackstar, or you can say high Outerversal, since he is surpassed God, surpassed him. He's high outer, and since then, right? Fucking Ashura scales to the fucking Adola. And since Blackstar stated he will beat the Kishin, he will beat him by mastering his power. A mastered power Blackstar would be extraversal. He would be extraversal. So, if y'all don't know what extraversal means, pretty much is like boundless. Even for versus by wiki standards, that's boundless. Come on now. His hacks is he could do whatever he fucking wants because he's beyond human comprehension, and he could just do whatever the fuck he wants. Come on now. He can do whatever he fucking wants. And that, people, is fucking insane. Blackstar is soloing your favorite verse. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, but that's just way too powerful for y'all to handle. Way too powerful. Anyway, people, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think about this, okay? Please respect Blackstar. Do not downgrade him or anything, because he will solo everyone in Bleach. He will solo everyone in fucking Shaman King. Come on now. You're not getting close to his soul resonance or his soul barrier. You can't. You can't. Anyway, people, that's the video. Like I said, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Don't miss out on anything else. And yes, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.